invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept, so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a... Come on! Stop the music, please! Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Hey, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Shasti. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, TV shows, movies, animes, and kind of anything else that gets my attention this week. And today we're going to break down the absolute hot mess that was the True Kitchen and Cocktail debacle that happened on social media that kind of pretty much has everyone kind of on either side. Like, everyone's pretty divided about the situation. So, True Kitchen and Cocktails is a black-owned restaurant in Dallas, Texas, owned by a man named Kevin Kelly. So Mr. Kevin Kelly's, his mission statement was to create a black-owned restaurant that's very upscale, a very classy place for black people to go and enjoy a meal, and a live DJ. And the music is where we get into the issue here. So, a few women at the restaurant were there waiting to get their food, drinking, kikiing during a pandemic. It's lost on me that we're all just fine, that there is a packed restaurant. And when I tell you, there is no social distancing. Everybody is a booth table. Everyone real close to being Rona. That's just me. That's personally my biggest issue with the whole situation, is no type of social distancing, but it is Texas, so maybe, I forget, y'all don't care, maybe? Anyways, some of the women decided to have a good time and, twerk. I just want it to be known that, like, the song being played was Back That Ass Up. And I don't know about you, but when Back That Ass Up is played, I do have a slight hard time not backing that ass up. But that's just me. I'm a very quiet, introverted person, but I do like to dance. And Back That Ass Up is a great song to dance to. But these women were dancing, they were being provocative. And Mr. Kevin, he was not having that in his classy establishment. Now, in my opinion, if he wanted to create this type of upscale fine dining, then it should be that way throughout the restaurant. Because it's one thing to say it and another thing to show it. Because I feel like if you wanted to create this upscale environment, why is the DJ playing twerking music? That is very confusing to me. Especially, these women waited 2 hours to eat. They got there at 4, they're not served at 6. So I'm presumably thinking they're sitting there waiting, drinking alcohol, and twerking music is being played. My highlight is mad crazy. I am so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But yes, they're waiting 2 hours to be served, and they're probably sitting there drinking for 2 hours. And you're playing twerking music. I don't know what's gonna happen. But again, so back to my first point. He says this is upscale, fine establishment. But why isn't jazz being played? Why isn't blues being played? Why is there no one doing maybe a little spoken word, a little poetry? Maybe just simply have a live band playing some really beautiful music. Or just, if you want to continue with the theme of hip-hop, there's plenty of hip-hop artists that don't make that genre of music and make very conscious, very thought-provoking stuff. And there's a lot of like black indie artists that make very interesting and different music. So it's just his words and the actions of the restaurant kind of throw me, as well as the dress code. Because usually in fine eating establishments, there is a dress code. Men must wear jackets, women wear dresses, henceforth, there's a dress code that goes with fine dining. And from the video that I played in the beginning of this video, there was like a woman wearing Uggs and like jeans and stuff like that. So to me, this just looks like a regular restaurant that has a live DJ. To me, there's nothing about that restaurant that tells me it's fine dining. The food probably seems really, really good because it's Texas, so of course the food gonna be good. But again, the whole atmosphere to me feels like a lounge bar type of place. So Kevin has had enough. He has addressed these women 3 times and they're continuing the behavior. So he comes out, and this is my issue. Everyone in this restaurant is grown people. Everyone here is grown. I find it very unprofessional for him to address the entire restaurant if it was really just these women. If it was just them, you speak to them and you tell them either you calm down or you have to leave. Because the thing is, he says he doesn't need... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But it's like, if you're not so hard up for money, just tell these women to leave. Say, this is not that type of environment. You either will follow my rules because this is my establishment, or you can go. Instead, he decides to go on this really weird tirade and addressing everybody in the restaurant, which wouldn't have been me. Would have not been me. Why are you talking to me like I'm a child? I'm not doing this, so why is everyone being dressed? It felt like he was trying to like publicly embarrass or shame them, which I found super weird. Super fucking... It was just kind of gross a little bit. And then we're on this... And then he hits this point where he wants the men that come to his restaurant to respect themselves. And he says, how are men supposed to respect themselves if women are twerking? I hate this narrative that men have no control over themselves. That men just can't help but assault women. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because plenty of men don't assault women every day. It is so gross and disgusting that men's behavior has to be based on women. Well, if women dress scantily clad, if women are twerking, if women are doing X, Y, and Z, how do you expect men not to do X, Y, and Z? Is it hard to expect men, fully grown men, to have self-control? I know a lot of you don't believe men are grown-ups for some reason, that you need to baby them, but no, they're adults. They are grown and they can control themselves. So this whole... That was gross and disgusting to me. It felt very much so, men can't respect themselves, women don't respect themselves. What does A have to do with B? If a man does not respect himself, that does not mean I respect myself any less, and vice versa. So that was a fucking minute point that didn't need to be stated. Like, just say everyone here has to conduct themselves a certain way because this is my restaurant. This is the type of atmosphere I want. But again, you're playing twerking music, so it's really confusing to me. It's really confusing to me how this is supposed to be an upscale black environment, and you're playing twerking music when there's more to black music than just twerking music. Like, again, blues, jazz, could have played like some reggae music. That's cool. There's some reggae artists that don't have gross, nasty lyrics. You could have played conscious rappers. There's so much black music out there from people who don't make music about sex that you could have played, but you played throw ass in a circle. You playing WAP. What the... It don't make any sense, Kevin. It does not make any sense. You got people in Ugg boots and jeans. You got throw ass in a circle playing. You see how the pieces, they not adding up. And that just that whole section about men need to respect themselves. So how can they do that if women are twerking? I promise you, I for real promise you, men can control themselves. Just give them... Listen, I drag men all the time. But let's every once in a while give them a little bit of credit. And let us believe a man can control himself just a little bit. Because I 100% get him being irritated by people maybe dancing on his furniture. In that point, he's every right to be upset. This is his furniture. This is his bill. This is his establishment. He doesn't want people dancing on the furniture. Cool, I get it. In that regard, you've every right to be upset. And again, this should have been addressing those women, not every other adult in this restaurant. That's just not good business. You should have told them either they act like they have some common sense or they can leave. That's the thing. He never kicked these women out. If it was truly that much of a big deal, they would have been asked to leave. But they weren't. They were still served 2 hours of waiting. And then he says, like, you can get the fuck out. I promise you, that is not how you speak to your clients, to your patrons. People who come to your restaurant to eat, you don't talk to them like that. I don't gotta go nowhere. I'm giving you business. That was very gross and disgusting. Do not listen. There is a way to conduct business, and that is not one of it. Telling your demographic, which is young black people, to get the fuck out, that does not look good. As a business owner, I'm watching this video. I don't ever want to go to your place. I drink a little too much. I have a little bit too much fun. I'm getting berated like I'm a child because like he's telling his demographic, I don't need your money. I can't repeat this enough. That is not good business. That is not how you speak to people that come to your place of business to spend money. Again, why were you not just addressing those women? This had nothing to do with it ever. Because it's the way that the people in that video looked mad confused. Looked so confused. Like, who he talking to? Because he not talking to me type confused. The whole situation was just weird and gross. And the internet is split into two camps. The if you play dancing music, expect people to dance camp. And the, well, if you play Gucci Mane, you gonna start selling bricks camp. Like, those two things are not equal. I promise you, music that makes you want to dance and the music about selling drugs are not the same type of music. It doesn't evoke the same type of feelings out of you. And I'm not even going to really touch on this point because it's fucking stupid. It's stupid, and I assume people watching this video are a little bit more smarter than to believe that type of nonsense. Because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to entertain it because it's fucking dumb. And this whole situation brought up my least favorite thing, respectability politics. Respectability politics are shackles on black people, and we will never be fucking free. Because this idea that we have to act a certain way, because I saw a lot of people on Twitter being like, y'all wouldn't do this at the white establishment. Yes, I would. If I was at a fancy white restaurant and they started playing WAP, I'm going the fuck off. What? I'm paying to eat here? And as long as I'm not knocking shit over and, like, really bothering people, I'm going to do what I want. Point blank, fucking period. So don't do that. I act the same regardless of where I am. I know some of you are allergic to being yourself around white people. I'm not. I'm chastity 24/7, and if white people don't like it, it makes them uncomfortable. And that was the point. I'm unapologetically black. And I will always be unapologetically black. And again, it's this weird, because again, y'all kept bringing up white people and what white people do. And I promise you, them shackles. Set yourself free. Don't live in this world where how white people feels matters to you. I'm going to act like myself regardless of where I am. Now, the degree of how much chastity gonna be chastity will change. But if I'm at a restaurant and they're playing throw that ass in a circle and I've been drinking, well, you gonna get that type of chastity. As well as, again, respectability politics get black people nowhere. This proper way to behave, it does not matter how you behave, you gonna be black. You gonna be a nigga, someone's not gonna like you for existing. So why burden yourself with caring about what non-black people think of you when you can just be free and be yourself and be happy? Because again, it is one thing to be like, please no dancing on my furniture, to you don't have any respect for yourself because you're twerking. Because then it creates this entire dialogue about how anti-black some of you are and believing that twerking means you have no self-respect, and that's just not true. It's just not true. Plenty of people have doctorates and on the weekends go out to twerk. Twerking is shaking your ass and just having a good time and fun. Why is just being happy and fun such a horrible thing for some of you? Like this idea that as a black woman, I'm not burdened with all of your bullshit and I want to have fun. It's bad and it's wrong. Because I truthfully, honestly believe if that was a bunch of white people, he wouldn't have done all that. He wouldn't have. But because it was black people, black women, he felt that he could speak something like that. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't. You could say what you want in the comments. I won't change mine. Because it's all, because there was this beratement. It's just something about it felt off and weird. Because I guess it was like 3 tables that were doing this. Those 3 tables should have been asked to leave. If it was that, again, I don't understand him saying in one breath, I don't need your money, but then these people were able to stay. Sounds like to me you need their money. Because if money was not an issue, they would have been escorted out. If that is not the type of environment you want, then you remove those people. Those people were not removed. They sat there for those 2 long ass hours. They got their food. They paid their check. The money you said you don't need. And they went home. The math's not mathing, Kevin. Because if it was a big enough deal for you to address the entire restaurant for 3 tables, clearly you needed the money. It bothered you that much that everyone had to get a piece of your mind, but those people were not kicked out. Because it's your business, and you can decide who can and cannot eat there. So they were being disruptive and they were going against your whole mission statement. They should have been asked to leave, but they weren't because you need their money, even though you say you don't. You swear to God you don't need their money. But they were not kicked out. Because that would have solved everything. No one needed to be addressed. Because again, he was speaking to his patrons like he was a principal. And he was like disappointed at how his students acted at the school dance. That is the vibe and energy I got it. And I got. As a grown adult, you're not speaking to me like that. I'm genuinely surprised no one walked out because you're not going to speak to me like that. You're not going to reprimand me. You're not my dad. You're not. I'm paying your bills by being here. You're not going to speak to me sideways. That's the issue. How he spoke to the entire restaurant was so unnecessary and so unprofessional. Told him to get the fuck out. Y'all crazy because you not gonna speak to me. Well, I'm giving you business. You're not gonna speak to me sideways like that. That ain't gonna happen. Not in this lifetime. And then he had this part of that speech talking about I was making something for the community. Well, twerking's part of the community. So now what? So now what, Negro Damas? Like this goes back. Like twerking goes back to like Africa. So. Your point's minute. Like, this is so stupid. All of this could have been avoided if he just asked those people to leave. I'm gonna keep making the same point. You could have just made them leave. You didn't have to do this. And now you're viral on the internet for looking fucking stupid. Because it's unnecessary. Because my brain cannot wrap itself around the fact that she was playing Throw That Ass Bag. And then you was like, why is people throwing that ass bag? It's so stupid. Again, it's very much so giving respectability politics. And I promise you, black people, respectability politics will never set us free. Just be your black self. In varying degrees, again, because you're not going to throw your ass bag in the middle of a lecture hall, you know. But, like, at a fine... Again, he keeps saying fine dining when like men are not wearing suit jackets and women are not wearing dresses. Like you're making 2 separate points. Because again, I've gone out to eat for people's birthdays at really nice restaurants and like we've turned up. Not now, of course, because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and never now. But like for my friends' birthdays, we've gone and rented out like a room at like a restaurant, and I had a good ass fucking time. Got mad lit. People was twerking and dancing. Wasn't kicked out. Surprised we weren't. I just, cause, God, it's so fucking stupid. It's just everything about this low key feels very anti-black. Like you want us, because the whole point is he wants a specific type of black to be highlighted, not that ghetto shit. Being prim and proper and being hood, no side of black is better than the other. Don't do that. Don't do that. We are all black people regardless. It's giving very classist. It's giving very much so I want to look good in front of white people. And again, them shackles, let them go. Let them go. Because we ain't never going to be free. Because that's all my brain went to was I know he's like the white people going to see this and they're not going to like it. So what? Who cares? They do not matter. These are your pictures. He really told people he ain't want their money, but didn't kick them out. And still took their money. It's so stupid. And those of you on social media arguing that he had every right to give this Negro Dominus ass speech, them shackles strong on you too. Okay, that's it. I think I've been ranting and raving from this camera for long enough. Thanks for watching for this long. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. I hope you guys are having a lovely week. I hope you guys are having fun with your holiday shopping, getting the people you love and care about the gifts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me like if you disagree. I'ma drag you. But if you disagree, let me hear it so we can have a conversation. If you agree, tell me why you agree. Just whatever. Thanks so much for watching my video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.